And the URL for the live stream is up on the screen, so you can go ahead and text or Twitter that to your friends. And we're looking for a really productive and eventful evening. So thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. Just to introduce the panel really quick, we have our Chancellor, Linda Katehi, our Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor, Ralph Hexter, Interim Police Chief of the UC Davis Police Department, Matt Carmichael, and the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Fred Wood. And at this time, the Chancellor would like to make an opening statement.
Good evening. We all know that UC Davis is a wonderful, strong, and peaceful community, and that the events of last weekend were terrible and a shock to all of us. Over the past few days, I have been meeting with student groups, large and small, and of course I'm pleased to be here this evening. In fact, I'm looking forward to the discussion. I want to truly apologize to the entire community for the appalling use of pepper spray. It betrayed our values and did not reflect well on this university. You have my word that I will do everything in my power to make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. I also want to be the first to tell you that I am requesting that all charges against the students who have been arrested be dropped, that any medical expenses incurred by any students involved will be refunded, and that I have requested an advisory panel examine the events that took place and that this panel reports directly to UC President Mark Yudof. It will be headed by the most respected police official in America, William Brandon. While the task force needs to be given room to do its job, it is important for people to understand my specific actions. So I explicitly directed, as part of this incident we had, I explicitly directed the Chief of Police that violence should be avoided at all costs. It was the absolute last thing I ever wanted to happen. Because encampments have long been prohibited by UC policy, I directed the police only to take down the tents, but nothing else. My instructions were for no arrest and no police force. I honor and respect the rights of students to protest peacefully. We all do. It is part of our own DNA as an institution, and it is a right that needs to be proactively protected. I'm also very proud of how the entire student body has responded to these events in a calm, peaceful, and respectful manner. I truly, as I have said throughout the days, I truly understand the frustration and the anger students are feeling right now. Our economy is in horrible shape. Employment prospects are the worst in many decades, and tuition has been increased by a lot recently. As the advisory panel and the independent reviews are being conducted, and there are many of them, our immediate job is to unify our campus. This is why I wanted to come here this evening to hear your concerns and to do the best I can to answer your questions. When we return to campus next week after enjoying quiet time, there will be a Regents meeting here on campus. I know that you will let your voices be heard once again about the need to support higher education and stop the funding cuts and tuition increases. And I will encourage you to express your concerns about where we go in higher education, the challenges of the UC, and how those challenges translate to you and your needs. I have been on your side on that issue, as you know, even if at times it seems that the decisions are made are hard. But I have to tell you that I will do the best in my own power to continue to push for the things that will support students. for more funding, whether it comes through the state, for more fundraising for scholarships. And for everywhere I go, I ask for funding that can help the students during these very difficult times. And I know that if you protest on Monday, which is your right, you will show California and the rest of the nation the best of UC Davis by doing it peacefully and respectfully. It is our singular opportunity after the horrible events on Friday to show that this campus can express frustration, can express our anger, and do it in a civil way. So with that, I want to thank you again, and I'm truly looking forward to the questions and the further discussion as part of this evening. Thank you.
At this time, the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Fred Wood, would like to make a statement.
Thank you, Nick. Excuse me. Thank you for all being here. Sorry to push in and make just a few comments. I will make this short, but I feel a need to say a few words, particularly to the students on this campus. And I'm going to read this mainly because I fear that if I don't, I won't get through it. So first of all, of course, good evening. Let me begin my comments by sharing my heartfelt sorrow for us. What happened this past Friday on our campus and its impact on so many is for me nothing less than a tragedy. When I learned what had happened, I was horrified and sickened. I am so very sorry for our students who were sprayed, those who were witnesses, and for all our students, for all our families, and all of us who have been impacted. I'm sorry for the staff and the faculty and the alumni, the community members, as everyone has been impacted by that event. As many of you know, and maybe not so many of you know, but many on campus know, for over 30 years I've been affiliated with this campus, first as an undergraduate, then as a graduate student, and I returned as a faculty member, and now as an administrator. And for sure, all that time I've seen some dark days. Last Friday, however, was without doubt the darkest. That is not the Davis I know, and it is not the UC Davis I love. I am still deeply troubled and still searching for answers. I look forward to working with the various reviews with complete openness and with complete honesty to understand what happened as a first step in ensuring that this never happens again. I admit I find my own emotions oscillating between deep sorrow for our campus, between frustration and even anger. And like many, I too find myself wanting to find someone to blame or some group to blame for this tragedy. In these hard times, there are many to blame. Some may choose the police, some may choose administrators. Some may choose the disinvestment in higher ed, higher tuition. Some may choose increasing disproportionate distribution of wealth, the power of corporations. Some may blame the bad financial times. And for me recently, some may blame, thinking about my own thoughts, various types of fear that are part of this country. But frankly, I am weary of blame. At some point in the coming days, coming weeks or months, I hope we can all find our way to move beyond the blaming and to instead focus on the healing. For me, this has begun with a prayer for all those who were impacted, a prayer for all our students, all the members of our community, and yes, even praying for the police officers who were involved. Like many, in order to mend, I need active work. I need to know that I'm serving this campus as best I can in a productive manner. And with this as my goal, I have made a commitment, an absolute promise to do all that I can, everything possible, to ensure that such event never happens again at UC Davis and my campus. It is my hope that through hard work and by caring for all of us and for each individual, the community as a whole, that is UC Davis, will again be made whole. I have hope for the healing, and I have hope for one major reason, and that's because of our students. While there is much shame to share, I have been very proud of our students throughout all of this. I have been proud of their efforts for peaceful demonstration and protest, and for their continuing efforts to maintain peace during this troubling time. And so it is my sincere hope that each of us finds a way to look forward and to heal. And it is my hope that together we can collectively work with integrity and understanding and change to heal this campus community. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Wood. So you're going to have to bear with us while we do this. What we're going to do is we're going to call, I guess, about 10 numbers, and then if you have one of the numbers, if you can come to either of the two microphones. If you'd like to wait until later in the evening, then you can just let one of the facilitators at the microphone know, and we'll make sure that happens, and we'll just call additional numbers, and you can speak later. We have time for about 40, and we're asking that everyone keep their statements or questions at 2 minutes. You can address a question, open to the panel, or you can address it to a specific member. So the first four would be 918, 910, 929, 909, 922, 902, 885, and 907. Is anyone with those numbers? If you'd like to come speak. And I can go ahead and read them one more time. It'd be 918, 902, 910, 929, 922, 909, 907, and 885. So we'll just go ahead and start with that. Whoever would like to start speaking, you can go ahead and begin.
Hi, my name's Chase, and I am a senior here at UC Davis. First of all, I'd just like to say that tonight and this week I'll probably be in the minority here. And I'm going to say thank you to our Chancellor, because she has made an extremely difficult decision and has weathered this storm of this week in a manner that I believe is extremely professional. And as I saw the events unfold over the weekend, mainly through the internet and through speaking with students at UC Davis, I realized that reflecting over my 4 years here, I was here through our last chancellor, through my freshman year, and as Chancellor Katehi has adjusted to becoming our chancellor. And through that time, I've seen her do some great things for our university and seen that she only has the best interest of us and of our university in mind. She has launched the campaign for UC Davis, which is a goal of $1 billion to help support you guys as students in a time... Support Monsanto and Amgen. In an effort to gain scholarships as tuition increases. She has an undergraduate advisory board, student assistants to the chancellor, a graduate student advisory board, all that she tries to listen to in order to make decisions that affect you guys and hear from you guys. And I don't think that she has made any decisions to be against you. So I think that looking back at her time here and as her decisions, though they were difficult, I want to thank her for making those difficult decisions, because the first thing my mom did when she heard about it was that she called me and she said,